Life World Library. The Andean Republics, Bolivia, Chile, Ecuador, Peru, by William Weber Johnson and the editors of Life. It has been held that the creation, according to Genesis, took place in eastern Bolivia, that Peru was the biblical Ophir, that Solomon's Ark was made of Amazonian hardwoods, that the country was originally settled by Noah's great grandson. There are many legends of lost cities. Some Chileans still believe that hidden away in the southern Andes is a city of the Caesars, a place where the buildings have walls of gold and silver. In 1911, Hiram Bingham, the American historian explorer and later U.S. Senator, found the grand and ghostly lost city of the Incas on the crest of a mountain known as Machu Picchu. How many more how many more such cities lie hidden by jungle growth or forgotten in the towering mountains no one knows. Pre-Inca cultures produced some remarkable pottery and textiles, the equal of any made in ancient Egypt, because our people were those Hyksos kings in Egypt. That's why they're making the comparison to ancient Egypt. Pottery by Moche people dates from before 800 AD. Moche portrait J, Moche portrait jar antedates Incas by some 400 years. The Great Journey, the peopling of Ancient America by Brian M. Fagan. Incidents of Travel in Mayaland. John Lloyd Stevens Leff was a founder of Maya archaeology. He and the artist Frederick Catherwood explored forest-shredded sites like Copan and Palinco, however you pronounce it, in the years around 1840. Catherwood's painting of the Castillo, which is castle, at Tulum in northern Yucatan, below, shows the extraordinary detail of the gifted artist's work. Stevens believed the ruins to be the creation of the same races who inhabited the country at the time of the Spanish conquest. So at the time when these devils started going around the world and taking the aboriginals' land, the indigenous people's land, the races or the race that they found over here, the Mayans, is the so-called African American, the Negros, so-called Negros. Catherwood's painting of the Castillo at Tulum in northern Yucatan below shows the extraordinary detail of this gifted artist's work. Stevens believed the ruins to be the creation of the same races who inhabited the country at the time of the Spanish conquest. Proud Mansions, Frederick Catherwood. He was standing with his feet in the mud and was drawing with his gloves on to protect his hands from the mosquitos, recalled John Lloyd Stevens of a humid, oppressive November morning in 1839. Okay, and John Lloyd Stevens is the guy that we just read about. His artist companion, Frederick Catherwood, stood in despondent bewilderment, attempting in vain to capture the intricate detail of a carved Capan stela. At the time, Frederick Catherwood was 40 years old. Born in London, he had studied classical art and architecture and traveled widely between 1821 and 1836 in Italy, Greece, Egypt, and the Middle East. Returning to London, Catherwood soon became involved in the exposition of a great panoramic painting of Jerusalem or Perusalem, and there met Stevens on September 9th, 1839. 1839. On September 9th, 1839. Listen to this information. Wake up. They signed a contract to explore together the ancient cities of Central America. So they found Jerusalem in Central America. The problem Catherwood faced was not a new one. Earlier illustrators of Maya sculptures, educated in classical European art, had unwittingly transferred the styles of ancient Greece and Rome to their drawings. So anyway, it's telling you that the Maya are the people that were in Jerusalem. The so-called African Americans, so-called Negros are the Mayans. The Hebrew Israelites, the Hyksos Kings. Encyclopedia of American History, edited and revised, edited by Richard B. Morris. 1000 BC, formative epic. Based on this incipient farm pattern, there developed in the Andean and Mesoamerican regions as a series of formative cultures sharing in common the expansion of horticulture, including cultivation of maize, squash, beans, and many other plants, and in the later stages of this epoch, developing large settlements, irrigating systems, and in the Andean region, metallurgy, based on gold, copper, and other minerals, save iron, which was never smelted in the aboriginal New World. Unlike the Old World, domesticated animals were few, mainly llama varieties in the Andes, and neither utilitarian wheel traction nor the potter's wheel was known in these or later Native American cultures. Many of these long flourishing formative cultures have now been identified in Peru, Honduras, and Mexico. 1 AD, 900 AD. Fluorescent or classic epic in Mexico and Peru. In Mesoamerica and Peru, this culture dates around 1 AD in the Maya region of the Piton and Yucatan. Stone stela carved with the glyphs of an accurate calendrical system dates the most elaborate of the Maya temples. Sculptures and art formed from 300 to 900 AD. Teotihuacan, near Mexico City, the dead religious center with its huge pyramids and impressive mural paintings, belong to this epoch, as does the finest period, Monte Alban III, and the vast ceremonial ruin in Oaxaca, marked by great populations, tremendous construction, and wide trade. This epoch constitutes the apogee of Native American culture's progress and is comparable to that of the Bronze Age in the Old World, which had flourished more than 3,000 years earlier in the Near East, which would be those Hyksos kings in Northeast Africa or Northeast Assyria. On the northern coast of Peru, the people of the Mochica kingdom built vast adobe brick structures, made unsurpassed pictorial or modeled pottery, and practiced metallurgy. But unlike Teotihuacan, the Peruvian art forms depict an absorption in warlike activity and indicate the establishment of rigid priestly and other class distinctions. Classical remains from Mexico and Guatemala also provide evidence of a dominant priesthood. Later throughout Nuclear America, a warrior class appears. In Tiahuanaco in western Bolivia, Contrast the brooding massive face of an ancient stone statue with the animated figures and bright dresses of Indian market women. Vast landscape of Bolivia's highlands, dwarf an Indian herdsman, his llama and his flock of sheep. The thatched huts in the distance look as Indian huts have looked for centuries. That's talking about the llamas and all of that is on this page. But this ancient stone statue is right here on this page, and this is a so-called Negro, obviously. And this is in western Bolivia. Galactic Alignment by John Major Jenkins. We might want to be more specific with the placement of the Galactic Center in South American topography. The Altiplano of Peru certainly provides an excellent counterpart to the Dark Rift, and if Atlantis was truly galactic in nature, perhaps Tio Tio Tiwanaku, with its moat and seven-tiered temple, fits the bill. It thus appears that as the Mayan creation myth, the earth was mapped out by stretching the measuring cord over the landscape. Incredibly, in this ley line grid, Talam, Kupang, and Palenque, where they say is Jerusalem, are centered on Tucana volcano, which truly must be the navel of the Mesoamerican cosmos. Okay, so the navel would be the umbilical cord, attaching the mother to the child. So, as above, so below, as it is in heaven, let it be done on earth. They say Jerusalem is mother to us all.